Heja! Chitterfärdings here to talk about anamorphic lenses from SLR Magic, or SLR Magic Anamorphot CINE. This is the first video on their two sets, and we'll be looking at the PL option, which is the pricier yet less squeezier of the two. These sets have been out since 2017 and I've had a lot of folks asking about reviews. We'll do a world test, then dive into the tech specs, sharpness, performance, coverage, breathing, flares, and chromatic aberration. So if you're up for that, like the video. We had this set for only a few days and got it in town from Gearbase camera rentals. So we had to push it through all the tests and judge a lot of things after we were looking at results. The set includes 35, 50, and 70mm lenses, which is a basic all-rounder combination of focal lengths, allowing you to easily do close-ups and wide shots without too much of a hassle. The images have a chromatic aberration cranked up vibe to me, somewhat reminding me of video, like VHS video. And while their texture doesn't always scream anamorphic, they definitely don't look plain. The lenses come in PL mount, and they're compatible with any PL to EF adapter, which means they're fit for a lot of cameras out there. The 1.33 squeeze also helps usability with 16:9 sensors and avoiding extra monitoring gear, since you can still see your framing fine in spite of the squeeze. Honoring the CINE in the name, as a set, SLR Magic got a lot of things right. The lenses all have focus and iris gears, plus the placement of those gears is the same on all three lenses, as well as they share the same size, making it easier to do lens swaps on set without adjusting motors or follow focus back and forth. If you want to know more about what separates CINE lenses from regular video or photography lenses, you can check out the Anamorphic Cookbook, Module 2, Chapter 2. The fronts all have 82mm threads, which are great for screw-in filters. Minimum focus is a tough one though, at 3'6" or 1.1 meter across the set. While this is okay for the 70mm, it's not a great thing on the 35mm. Focusing causes the front element to both rotate and telescope. On the upside, all the focus marks are the same for all three lenses. They're short and stubby lenses, which I like, and they're not that heavy, at 1.1 kilograms or 2.4 pounds each. Now on the inconsistencies. The 35mm has a max aperture of t2.4, the 50mm goes to t2.8, and the 70mm is t4. All the lenses also feature an oval insert to enhance the anamorphic bokeh when shooting wide open. I wonder where they got that idea, huh? For price, when these came out, each lens costed whopping $6,000, with the set amounting to $18,000. 4 years later, they're going for just over $3,000 per lens, or the whole set for $9,000. And that's a pretty considerable price drop. You can find them at B&H, frequently with a hefty discount applied. And you get a neat case if you buy the whole set. Looking at sharpness, these are not the sharpest lenses wide open. You usually have to close the aperture 1 or 2 stops to get to their sweet spot. We also see plenty of chromatic aberration on high contrast edges. I think this contributes to the VHS look that I was talking about and the overall texture of the lenses. Not the nicest touch to the picture if you're trying to get something clean. The flares are standard SLR Magic nuclear blue with big blue blobs. It's hard to say that. These lenses are essentially monoblocks of prime lenses locked at infinity, SLR Magic's Anamorphot 1.33x50, and their rangefinder variable diopter at the front. For coverage, a little more inconsistency. The 35mm only covers Super 35, while the 50 and 70mm can cover full frame. I feel these would get a lot more action if the whole set could cover full frame. Being adaptable to EF, they could be speed boosted and get one more stop of light when shooting for Super 35. Just some thoughts. For bokeh, the oval insert definitely helps when shooting wide open. We can see the ovals get shorter as we stop down and as the blades cut into the oval shape. Bokeh has a smeared texture to it, and many times I feel I can see chromatic aberration on bokeh. Distortion is super interesting on the 35mm, where you can see warping on the sides of the frame. The 50mm is pretty dialed back already in that aspect, and the 70mm is super controlled. Last, rack focusing introduces breathing as the rangefinder works as a wide-angle adapter at the front of the lenses. It's nice that you get a little bit of field of view when focusing closer, so no complaints. My first thought is that it's still pricier than it should be. Being compatible with EF gives this an edge, but the drop from the original $18,000 price also reflects that SLR Magic is aware of competition in this niche. I dig the weird look and smeared out of focus areas. There's a blue fringe overall, which I dialed down in post, but here you can see a bit of back and forth on it. That's what I believe to be the biggest contributor to the video or VHS look. The 35mm stands out as the most fun lens out of the three, with distortion being a key element to its look. What do you think of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. More importantly, I'd love to hear the little bell sound as you click subscribe for more anamorphic content. I have the MFT review coming up, along with the never-ending anamorphic cookbook. If this all sounds great to you, check out the perks of being a member of the channel by clicking the join button below the video. Now, this is where I get off. Chit verder, out.